talking into a camera, but here we go. It's been a minute. Last post I made, or the initial post I made, was on March 23rd, and today is May 8th. Lots been happening in the last month or so, month and a half. Been busy. A lot of great things, but it's been super busy, and I want to try to get something out there just so I can edit it up later. But I will put in a couple of clips and pictures of things that have happened over the last few months. But let's see, where did I leave off? Just started at the sailing school out here in San Francisco. The last time we spoke, it had been 2 weeks into the job, and we're kind of hitting the ground running pretty good here. I've had some conversations with our school directors, and I've had some conversation with my direct leadership, and there's definitely a need for sailing school instructors. So that's good because that's where I want to be. And because of that, the team here has been very helpful and forthcoming in providing support to get more instructors enrolled, and having it be somebody who's kind of looking to be from the internal team and how the operation works versus a contractor, I think is enticing for the organization, and I'm looking forward to wanting to help contribute to a more consistent and stable instructor base for our school to be successful. So how do we become an instructor? Well, we talked last time about the next ASA course that we want to take, which is ASA 104, and I could talk a little bit about that one, and that can kind of set the stage or the tone for what being an instructor kind of plays part two as well. So the initial goal of being able to enroll in 104 means that I have to have 6 on the water days documented within our organization, and to do that you got to be able to charter boats or take clinics. And so I was able to take one clinic, which is a 1-day clinic, so it counts as one on the water day, and I've been able to charter 3 times so far. So I've been able to take the boat out 3 times, with a 5th time coming next week, and then a 6th time probably really quick behind that. So there's no doubt in my mind that I'll get the 6 on the water days to be able to quote unquote say, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm ready to take 104. So that's good. So we'll look to get 104 kind of ready to go by, I'd say, the end of the summer. Then it's just a matter of scheduling and finding the time to be able to do it. So 104 opens up the gates to 105 and 106, which is a week long. So 104 is a 3-day course that's usually wrapped over a weekend. There's sometimes ones during the week, but it's wrapped over a weekend where it's all about like overnight sailing and, learning how to navigate and maneuver 40 plus foot boats. So in our organization, that's considered our platinum fleet. So if I take this course, I'll be able to essentially take out any boat that's not a catamaran, and the organization in the school says, yeah, he's capable and equipped and able to do it. So that's exciting. So really big push on 104, but more importantly, the push is now to get my captain's license, and then go start testing and studying to be an instructor. Well, the captain's license, a true 6-pack OUPV captain's license, you would need to have documented 360 days on the water, along with a handful of other things like a background check and CPR and first aid certifications and those kind of pieces, which we'll do in time. But the big hurdle is the 360 days and passing the exam, the Coast Guard exam, captain's exam. Well, I come to find out that there is also a restricted OUPV license, which you can get I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind has been moving today, so the boats are rocking. I'm on the lovely Marrakesh today, which is a houseboat out here in Sausalito that I I stay on every once in a while. But we had good winds all day today, and it's been roaring. So the water's definitely moving here, and the slip and rock you to sleep at some point. But it's been good. So if you hear splashing and some sloshing around, it's just a boat moving. I don't know if you can see the light. It's moving a little bit right now, so it's not too bad. But anyway, 90 days on the water, I can get a restricted OUPV license, which means that I can do non-inspected vessel charters as long as I don't pass over any shipping channels. It's a Coast Guard policy, not necessarily anything else. If I was chartering on my own, I could sail across shipping channels all day long, but when it comes to more like regimented bodies of organizations and certifications, that's the catch. So but if I get that license in 90 days of on the water time, I can then I can become a captain, and then and from a teaching perspective, I can teach out of our Berkeley location, which is sitting in the back of the bay and doesn't have to, I could teach courses that never ever have to pass over a shipping channel until I can get the necessary sail days to get a full OUPV license. So it's like a gateway, and it becomes very exponential in regards to how fast I can get my days. If I have to work to get 90, then half my time or a portion of my time working is actually being on the water, then you're going to get more days from there. It becomes much more palatable and much more something that is feasible to do piece by piece, just really one bite of the elephant at a time kind of thing. So the organization's motivating to want to do that. They know it's not an easy path to take, nor is it something that's going to happen tomorrow, but the willingness to be able to get me on the water and get one of our other coworkers who's wanting to do the same thing on the water as much as possible so we can log our days has been beneficial. For example, we have to do some work on boats, testing their sailability and making sure that they're operating as if we were charterers. And so part of my day yesterday was going out and taking one of the boats. We have 30 boats that we have to go through, and yesterday we got to take one of 30 and go sail it for half the day and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. So check the box, that's a day. Anything over 4 hours on the water considered an on the water day. Anytime we have to help with being crew for a private lesson or a checkout or something like that, like as much as they want us to be in the office because that's our job, is to help get other people on the water and you get them enrolled in courses and taking clinics and those kind of things. There's some downtime every once in a while to be able to allow us to get those days in, and that's cool. So all right, well, we got to get to 90. That's goal number one. Get to 90, get 104 so I can charter any monohull boat we have in the fleet, and get to 90 days so that I can start preparing for getting my captain's license, and then I can start preparing to get my instructor certifications to be able to teach. Obviously, I can, from an ASA perspective, if you have a certification at the 100 level, which is the student courses, then I can then test to take the 200 level courses, which would be the instructor courses. So if I finish 104 before captain's license, and I would shoot for 105 and 106 and 107 and 108 and 114 and all that other stuff as well, then I can test to then become certified to teach said courses. So 101 and 103 as an instructor for that, and 104 is probably the first instructor milestone that I would be looking to take, but we're probably about a minimum a year off from that, and that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to win a race here. It's more about getting the days in, making sure they're quality days, making sure that I'm overly comfortable in the water, making sure that I practice our drills and practice our tacking and jibing and our man overboard drills and all that other stuff, so that like I'm comfortable with it, like I can do it in my sleep. So much so that when it becomes instruction time and I can teach people, then I can come up with every scenario that I've gone through when we have a challenge or something that doesn't work right and overcome it. So cool. The other thing that was kind of a gateway that's opened in the last month is that I was on a probationary period with this organization that none of my employee benefits per se go into effect for 90 days. Well, that would have been next month. However, they have fast-paced this or fast-tracked it for me to say, yeah, you can go, yeah, Dan, go, you can take the boats out now. You can do this now. You can do that now. So I have a lot of the employee benefits available to me today, which allows me to take out boats and take them on my own. Well, on my own with crew. I can't take them by myself. We don't let any charterer take them out by themselves, but I can at least take them out with crew. So whether that's friends or family or anything else, I'm able to take it out. So next thing is like, hey, let's get people out on the water, people that want to learn how to sail. I can work on my teaching skills and how I could coach someone through something with my friends and family and see how it works. So when I have to do it for real, I have a couple of reps under my belt already to know what works when teaching with somebody and know what doesn't work and understand how people are different. And I know all that stuff from my years of management experience and leadership and those kind of things, but this is a new-ish thing for me as far as, okay, I can be a student, I can gather this information, I know how to process it, but how do I take it and relay it back out to somebody so that it's effective for them, and like I know how I interpret it, how I understand it, but how do I convey that in a way that someone else can understand it? So there's a lot of like stacking things that are falling into place here that you triple or double dip into an activity that means so much for everything. Every day I can get someone out on the water, whether it be my kids, friends, family, whoever, that's an on the water day for me. Check. Every day I get someone out on the water, I can work on teaching and practicing and coaching them on how to sail. For instructor mode, that's check. Anytime I get to take out a boat, I want to mix it up so that I can learn how all these different boats that may be the same, that may be different, feel more comfortable with variations in our fleet. That's benefit for me too. Check. Taking these boats and knowing the nuances of them so that I can help our customers have a better experience when they charter the boats, and knowing, oh yeah, that's a little, this little trick on this boat, I know those things. I can, because I had to experience it or I had to deal with it, check. So it's been great. I can't be more grateful that of the team and their willingness to help. It's a good feeling to have. I can't be more grateful for family that I have that have been allowing me to have the flexibility to stay on the Marrakesh, or stay in the bay for a few days, or have to be nomadically driving around to and from from one place to the other as I'm still living an hour and a half away. Like I get to stay down in the bay a few days a week, which allows me to not have to be so crazy on driving in the car all day. So I'm very grateful, and I can return the favors in many different ways for people. So if you're watching this and you're one of those people, thank you. You're tremendously helping me right now and fulfill a dream and a goal, and we have a path, and it's pretty awesome. With that nomad life kind of play, I've had to up my how I travel around. I've been picking up parts and pieces here of like a hiking backpack, because trying to carry like luggage or bags that I've used to carry for when I was traveling in a plane is way different than having it to be like, all right, I gotta slough all my stuff from the car out to the boat dock or out to the houseboat or wherever to be able to crash for the night. One of the benefits, again, from an employee perspective, is if I charter a boat and I book it for the full day, I get to keep it till the next morning. And so that includes being able to like crash on the boat. So, again, another double stack or triple stack on a situation where if I charter a boat, I take someone out, I get my on the water day, we get back to the slip, I can crash there, and I'm 2 minutes away from the office and a shower and getting ready for work the next day. So I don't have to and because I've been working at both our Sausalito location in Berkeley, it's just kind of like, well, what's easier? Where am I at today? To make sure that I'm landed somewhere specifically. So there's been a lot of benefits and a lot of cool things that have worked out. And so anyway, going back to, I got this hiking backpack to carry all my shit around. I've gotten, a new sleeping bag that's a little bit lighter weight and it's a little bit smaller and able to compress, so I can compact it into, a stuff sack that like compresses down so I can fit it in the bag nicer. I got an inflatable air mattress that I can carry that self-inflates, that I can use with like, if one of the boats doesn't have like really good V-berth cushions or cushions at in the salon to be able to crash on. And that helps out. I gotten a couple travel pillows that we're still testing because I don't want to take these big pillows that I have in, on a queen size or king size bed and get them dirty and have to carry them around. But I can take like a small pillow that can compress and pack away, camping pillows per se. But I got one which is okay, and I got one which is not so okay. And so now I have another one on order that will come, I think, next week, and then we'll try that one. So we're testing the waters on, sleep being the critical piece to this to allow this crazy ass nomadic lifestyle, and I'm trying to have some creature comforts as well that allows me to, doesn't matter where I crash, as long as I can crash effectively, then that's the goal. So getting a couple of these tools have been helpful in being able to go from home base, pack my stuff for the week, carry it effectively, and travel around without too much of an issue. So learning a lot along the way about what is absolutely necessary versus what is what's a must-have versus what's a nice to have, finding a good balance and being able to then like have that knowledge for like when I'm on a boat for multiple days, how do I do it? How do I make sure that I can stay comfortable, if I had to be? If I have someone staying with me or if they're going sailing with me, what should they bring so that they are comfortable and they're okay? So especially if someone hasn't sailed before, hasn't been on a boat for an extended period of time, they may not know. So that's been adding knowledge to be able to do that. It's like camping. I mean, except you just don't have a tent. You have a boat instead. You don't get to start a fire. You have to maybe you use the galley in the boat, or maybe you have to plan to go grab a bite before you run down to the marina. Maybe it's you have to deal with like temperature changes. So how do you circulate the air in a boat so it's not stuffy, or how do you circulate the boat so you don't get too cold at night, and those kind of things. So when I do take like my kids, or when I take out the wifey, or I take out whomever, I can make sure that they have a good experience, and I'm okay kind of being the guinea pig for this kind of stuff so that they can have a good experience too. So busy month this last month. We're hitting into our peak season for sailing, so there's definitely a lot of focus around getting people on the water, getting them certified, getting courses enrolled, and we're doing good with that. I've definitely brought some tools to the table that I think is going to help the organization, especially from my past experiences, and so that's been good to help them along the way. It's exciting to help them. It's exciting to work with people that have a passion for sailing. There's not many people here that are working because this is just a job to them. There is some investment in a lot of these people who enjoy the spirit of sailing, and it makes the job a lot more fun when they understand where people sit, they understand why they're here, and then they find ways to help you get where you want to be. So we're going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to keep the ball, keep the train full steam ahead here, and and make it happen. So I do apologize. I've been trying to give myself enough energy to sit down for long enough to kind of give an update, and it's just been I just been trying to do a lot of things and try to figure out a lot of things, but we're hitting a good stride. We're hitting a good normalcy as kind of how the summer is going to be. I've been able to set up an app that allows people to see my availability and when I can go sail, and then they get to like book themselves to with me as like a enroll to go sailing. So if I get friends or family that want to go, this is good, because then it allows me to plan ahead too. Like, oh, tonight after I get off work, I'm running right to the boat and we're going out for a few hours to go catch the sunset in the bay. Or, oh, this weekend, I got a free day. We're going to go down and catch a sail for the day and bring you lunch and have fun and those kind of things. So, good. It's good stuff. So 104 on the way. I just need a few more days to charter, and then I got to figure out when's a good date that I can take 3 days. The way my work schedule is, I would just need to find someone to cover one day off, and then I'd have to burn a weekend being on the boat, darn, and get it done. So, exciting stuff. Anything else that's been going on? Kid's been doing great. We celebrated his birthday recently. We're going to get him more active into this summer when school gets out. He's ready to come out and sail and want to go camp out on the boat with Dad. And even if we just go out just to play around and camp on the boat and have a good time playing cards, that's a good day for me, and I think that's a good day for him too. So I'm eager to help get him out there and start to do it. So again, try to be more frequent as things come up. I need to be better probably about making notes about what has taken place, but again, today and this last month or so has been really good about just it was a little bit of hurry up and wait, and now it's the floodgates are open. So here we go. We're hitting the ground running. We're going to try to get as many sail days as we can in with the summer. My coworker, who's trying to do the same thing as I am as far as developing to become an instructor, we're trying to plan and coordinate to get ourselves on the water as much as possible, so he can get his 90 days, I can get my 90 days, we can go take the Coast Guard test, we can get ready to plan for the next moves as far as becoming instructors, and then we can go from there. So nothing would probably make us both happier if we spent half our week on the water teaching and then the other half, doing business related stuff for the organization. And I think we're both capable and equipped to do it. It's just a matter of how the cards fall as we move forward and what the business wants from us at which time. So we are currently sitting at 11 days on the water in total that are documented and logged and real. And so we need 79 more days to hit our 90. So 79 days, and it's May. I think if I sailed as much as I wanted to over till Labor Day, I would have 50 more. But realistically, I would be happy if I got half of that. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll hopefully get 90 by the end of the year, and then we'll be on our way. So got a path. All right, I think that's it for today. I'm going to go grab some food and watch a hockey game. Playoff hockey is in full effect. And so when I update it here, it'll be in the... We'll look forward to seeing you next time. So happy sails and aloha.